from Custom Creations by Lo. I hope everybody is doing great. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday and was able to spend it with their family and friends. Today, I'm going to be making this little Christmas tree. It's a little light up tree. I bought it at Walgreens. It was like $1.99, and I saw it and I thought that would make a great mold. So what I've done prior to start recording this, I did dismantle or take it apart some, and I wanted you to see how it looks before I took it apart. So you got a little star here at the ribbon, you got all the little lights, and then you got the little light plate under here. Now, I have already taken out the light so we can reuse it. And I've also taken off the star because I can make stars that will fit in there with the molds that I have. So this is what we're left with. So what I'm planning on doing right now is I'm going to, I already got the glue out of there. I'm going to touch up a few of these areas. It looks like they've gotten hit on the shelf or something. There's been a little nicked here and a little bit nicked there. So I'm going to take a little bit of UV resin on those areas because I want to make sure that it is all shiny. So that's what we're going to do right now. And I've got my high velocity, viscosity J. Dixon resin out here and my scribe. I do have my gloves on. Y'all know that I have that allergic reaction. I'm just going to put a little dot over here where the light won't hit it too much, hopefully. And I'm also pretty much just going to use my finger to wipe over these spots. I'm not going to worry about painting it or anything like that, just because for what I want this for, I don't need that. So I'm going to take just a little bit of the UV, put it over that area, so because I want the entire thing to be shiny, and it's not going to take a lot. Let me get my little handy dandy lighter out of here. Or not my lighter, my light. Loretta, light. And we're just going to cure that real quick. Put a shadow on the resin that is on my desktop. And it don't take very long. Alright, so we got that one. I'm going to put a little bit more on that first one. Because I want to make sure it is all shiny. And this is porcelain, so it should be fine. Okay, we will do the next area or spot. Let's see, I'm just going to rotate around, see if I see any. Got one here and one here. Just kind of smoothing it out. Don't want to get on the little lights so that they're dull, because those I'll probably paint once I actually cast the mold. Hopefully the mold will turn out well. Okay. So hopefully this will work. The other reason I took the star off is so that when I put this in the mold, it can set down and me not have to try to struggle to get a point to stick down. I thought that would be easier. All right, we'll do a second little bit over that. Just kind of making sure that it's nice and smooth. I like how the UV light makes this light up. Okay, we'll go down here to this one. Well, I think our warm weather here, that the unseasonably warm weather that we were having is gone because it's supposed to get down to 20s tonight. My daughter, who went to Kentucky for Thanksgiving, is loving it because she's like, oh, it's 31 degrees. And I'm like, well, would you please keep it because I don't want it. She's like, no, this is perfect weather. I'm like, no, still don't want it. But we're supposed to get pretty cold tonight, so... sure she would absolutely love it. I think this, there's only 3 spots that I've seen, but we are going to go take a good look-see at it. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to fill in that little gap. That looks like it may have happened while manufacturing or something, because it is painted over where the little gap is, so we'll look at that and make that determination. All right, let's go around it again. See, like these little teeny tiny spots, I'm gonna hit them because again, I want everything to be shiny. Those areas would show up as little dull spots. And I'm only going to do one coat over them because they are very small. And see that spot right there? It looks like that was in the manufacturing or something because even though it looks like a nick, it is painted, it is shiny, so, and it is kind of large. I'm just going to leave it. The mold has that in it, fine. See, there's another teeny tiny spot. So I had a wonderful surprise yesterday. I took my snowflakes to the little consignment shop that I was talking about in my last video. And I took them in. I had made the owner one just for her. And she absolutely loved it. And she loved all the snowflakes. And she started putting them in to the system and everything right away while I was there. And then she told me to pick out anything in the store that I want. And that would be my gift. And I'm like, I don't need a gift. And, she says, no, I want to bless somebody today, and that is you. So whatever you choose, it'll be comped on you. And I'm like, that was really sweet. So I went around because there's a few things, that I wanted to look at. And one of them is this aroma diffuser mobile set, that you can take with you, like if you're traveling, whatever. And it was like, $30 or whatever. And I was like, okay, I'll buy that. And then I picked up 2 bags of my favorite candy, which is the peppermint straws that are filled with chocolate. And then I also got this body wash, a scrub thing that's scented. And oh my gosh, when I tell you that thing smells so good. Because I love scents and I like clean, fresh scents. I don't like fruity and all that. Well, that thing smelled awesome. So that's what I chose. And I figured that, she would probably, not charge me for the candy or the scrubby thing. Because, neither one of them were very expensive. And she's like, okay, so, she's looking at it, she goes, well, I'm going to gift you this aroma, diffuser set. I'm like, no, ma'am. She goes, yes, that is your gift. And she said, I'm giving you 60% off on your other items. I was like, oh my gosh, that was way too much. But she would not take no for an answer. So I left there with my little diffuser set, which, by the way, has 3 oils in it, essential oils. I think one's energy, focus, and calm, I think maybe what they are. I don't remember off the top of my head. And then, of course, my candy and my scrubby thing. So I was very blessed and very pleased. I would not have expected her to do that. But, she's a very kind, sweet lady anyway. She does a lot for the agency there where I used to work at because she's right next door. She gets a lot of business from there. And she don't just have little sales. Any point of the day or week, she'll have 40% off, 50% off, even 60 or buy one, get one kind of thing. She's a wonderful, sweet lady. And if you are in the local area and you can go to Kannapolis, North Carolina, it's right beside the current Kannapolis Department of Health and Human Services building. And her shop is named Peach Pepper Jam. And also, she does bridal gowns and that kind of thing. So, yeah, if you're in that area, or I think you can actually go online. So just Google her. I'll try to find the link for you and also put it in my description box so that you can check her out. Like I said, she is the most awesome lady. I love her to death. All right. Woo! See what I did? I blew it out. Pulling up that thing because I can't leave well enough alone. You don't know me. All right, so we got all the little areas touched up. I was just putting in that extra UV resin that I had on my desktop. So we didn't waste it. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I have these, if I can find them, little wooden plugs. I've got some silicone, but I don't think they would fit. And I know I put these in here the other day. There they are. I know both of my finger cuts. There they are. These things work awesome because I can put them on the bottom and use it as a plug, kind of. And then in the end, I can pop it right off. So we'll get one of those. Oh, well, maybe we won't because I didn't think that was that big. So I will have to find a plug. Okay. Bear with me just a moment. I'm going to pause you on the camera and see if I can find those without making a bunch of racket. Hold on. Okay, everyone, I'm back. So I determined after checking all of my silicone plugs, none of them were the right size. So I thought about trying to use this little sphere mold that kind of fits in there like this. Kind of squish it in there, but it wouldn't be tight, so I decided not to use that. So what I've done is I've gotten some acetate that I had, cut it in a circle, and I'm going to put it over that. I'm going to use my UV resin to put it on there. And then, you know, if the silicone sticks to it, it's not going to be a big deal because I will be able to pry it off. And if I don't get all of it off, then hopefully all I have to do is do a little bit of sanding. If this is a mistake, I'm sure those of you watching this video are probably screaming at me. No, don't do it, don't do it. That's fine. Because like I said, if the rubber, the silicone rubber does stick to it, my hope is that I will either be able to pry this entire thing off or just cut the hole in the middle, because the lights that I will be putting in the mold once I cast it will not be this light. It's going to be like fairy lights. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do it before I change my mind and think I'm crazy. Just want to wipe this tip off. I had bought these little acetate sheets off of Amazon. It's been a while back because I was thinking I was going to do some shaker molds. I have not got... Oh, just threw the little tree down on the ground. I haven't gotten to making those yet just because I'm been doing other things, one, and a lot of people seem to be doing shaker molds, and I don't figure, I don't want to show everybody the same thing everybody else is making. I want to do something different. So, but I have them for when I do. Let me go ahead and put those up and find where the tree, oh, it's like, where in the world did the tree go? So I'm just going to take a little bit. I probably should have kept that out because I'm probably going to need some for the top. Or I can use tape. I'm just going to put a little bit around here. Because I do want to make sure I have a good seal. All right. If I could pick it up with these gloves, all right, we're just going to put it on top of here. We'll first do it with this, just to see if we can get it set. And I will have to make a note to myself that when I pour the rubber, that if I have any left over, I need to make a couple smaller plugs, because they do come in handy. All the ones I had were just slightly too big. Just a little too big. They probably, you know, if they'd been slightly smaller, they would have worked. Alright, so we're going to get the shelf off of the UV light over here. I'd let y'all see that, but the way it's plugged up, I can't move it so easily. And then hopefully, I'm going to put my plugs up in case y'all wanted to see them. I've got like this one I made, smaller one, 2 of these size, and the one I was thinking that would work as far as diameter was going to be this one, but it was ever so slightly too big. And then this one, that one was made from a candle holder I did. So we're going to put those up. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and grab out this acetate again. Well, actually, I'll do the tape first. Let's see. Let me cut a little piece of this off. I hate this roll of tape. I really do. It's so hard to keep it peeling back properly. Anyone that uses tape knows that struggle, right? I don't know what's going on. There we go. Now, I haven't even had glitter out. So where did glitter come from? I'm letting that cure for 3 minutes so that I make sure that it does well. And then I may put a little bit over top of that just because I want to make sure it's going to hold. Let's check it. Oh yeah. I think that's going to hold good. All right. It does have a little bit of a hole there. So yeah, I think I'm going to put, well, it's not a hole, it's a bubble. I am going to put like a little line because there is a gap here. Let me just see. Maybe I'll push it down and cure it more. Oh, goodness, my nose is itching. All these leaves that are falling. Another reason I don't like fall because I can't breathe. I'm going to hold that down for a minute. On this side especially. Still got a little bit of a hole there. Jiminy jumping Josephines. Let's see, this side looks good. Back on the light it goes. So what's everyone's favorite dessert at Thanksgiving? I have 3 favorite desserts. Well, no, I'll take that back. I have 4 favorite desserts. And 2 and or 3 of them are a must-have for Thanksgiving. So my 4th favorite is a Mounds of Joy cake, or pumpkin pie, or carrot cake with cream cheese frosting, or coconut cream pie. Can you tell I like coconut? For Thanksgiving, the must-have is pumpkin pie and or one of the other 3 that I listed. I would be happy with any one of them. So write in the comments what your 3 or your favorites are, and then what is the must-have for Thanksgiving. And they can be the same. Different people, different things. Yeah, there's nothing better than a Mounds cake. Coming and eating it warm right after the oven, because it's still ooey gooey with that coconut and, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, there's some good stuff. All right. I don't see any gaps. So that should be good. So let's go and work on this top. Now what I'm thinking is just to use you know what? I didn't cut that tape, but the other piece won't fall, and it ain't gonna be worth the flip now, so that's okay. I'm thinking, because that's not really too big, that I might be able, let's see. I have this 2-sided tape here. I'm wondering now the little pieces are stuck to the tip of my gloves. All right. Get this backing peeled off here. Just dropping everything. We're going to put it right over top here of that little top hole where the star goes in to kind of seal it in. Smush it down. Smush it too hard because then it can right back up on my finger. Because this is the part that's going to be down in the mold. Like this. And I can use this double-sided tape. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes. Now, Let me see what container or mold housing I'm going to use. All right, give me a second. We'll be right back while I find that. All right, so it came down to this one or this one. Either one would actually fit. The only reason I'm not choosing this one is because it would be really thin on the sides of the mold once it's secured. So we'll save that one for another time. So I'm going to use this one. It's got more room on the sides, and I can see how deep I will need to pour this. So I'm thinking I'm going to need I'm going to mix up 5. No, I think I'm going to mix up 4.5. Well, I might as well make it 5. That way I can make some other plugs. 5 ounces of the silicone rubber. Let me see which one we're going to use today, because I have some resin left. It is a 1-to-1. And I think I have enough to make enough silicone. And this is 0A, so that's what we're going to use. And like I said, then if we have any left over, maybe if I feel froggy, I'll make another mold, because I've got 2 more Christmas trees I want to do. And if not, then, well, see, that was already sticking. Get a piece off like this. And we're going to take it, put it here. Hopefully that's going to be enough to keep it from rising up. If I can get it off. Almost. My nails are pretty short right now, so it's hard to latch onto stuff. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to take this. Pardon me while I hold this, because once I set that in there and press down like this, like I said, I'm hoping that it will not try to rise. I'm just worried right now that it's trying to lean. So I'm just going to hold it here for a second or so. I think maybe it should be okay. It's probably because it's not 100% level. So let's do this. There we go. That's the ticket. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my handy dandy scale that I purchased. It's a nice scale. I have linked it before in another video in which I made some molds. And it is USB, it is rechargeable, and it goes up to 30 food pounds, I think, or 30 pounds, something like that. But it's pretty nice. You can see it's, you can also use regular batteries in it. But since my plug right here for my USB door is right here and I need to charge it, then I can put it there. So I'm going to turn it off, turn it on. So we said we're going to mix up about 5 ounces. So let me get a cup. much. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. So we got a cup here. I try to keep the cups that I use for silicone rubber and epoxy separate so I don't mix them up. So basically we're going to be mixing up 2.5 ounces of part B and 2.5 ounces of part A of the Litz Resin Silicone Rubber. Again, it's part A, part B, 1:1, and it is a 0A. So we are going to clean that off for whatever reason. I got on there. Zero it out. There we go. And we will pour the B first. Sometimes these things are hard to open. Get that turned around to where I can see it. And we're doing this by weight. You know what? That's in grams. Bear with me just a moment. I want it in ounces. There we go. Nope. There we go. Maybe I should just do 3 and 3. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to do 3 ounces of part A and part B. Just because I don't think that other would be enough. All right, we got 303, 307, 310. All right, so we're going to do 310 of part A. I need a wipe. Or 2 since I wanted to come out. All right. So now we need 310. Part A. Ugh. I hate these lids. I forget them every time, and then I wonder why I make such a mess. It's because I forget to take those lids, the plugs out inside. Okay. We're going to put a touch more of the B in because I did go over a little bit. All right, that's good enough. We are close enough. All right. So now we got that measured out. I'm going to be setting a timer because I want to stir this for 4 minutes. Let's see. Can't remember if there's just 3.5 or 4. Let's see. But we're going to do 4 minutes just to be safe. And then once we've stirred it 4 minutes, we'll add some color so it can be pretty. And we'll stir it again for another 30 minutes. After that, and go from there. Give me a second. Alexa, set timer for 4 minutes.
Good evening, Loretta. 4 minutes, starting now.
Probably could have used my little hand mixer, but didn't think about it till now, and I've already got the stick in, so we will just do it by hand. So I'm going to put you on a time lapse for this and bring you back when we get ready to pour. So we had to mix up some more silicone because, as you can see, what I had made the first time around did not complete that. So I made up some more, so hopefully we can get that done. And I also decided to try to make a mold out of the star that goes on top of the tree. And the reason I did that is because I do have star molds, but this particular star from the tree has a little stem on it. So I thought, well, if I'm going to make a mold of this and want to match it, then maybe I should also make a mold of the star. So I used the double-sided tape again in the bottom, and we're going to pour that, and hopefully don't need any more because it's getting late in the evening, and I really just don't feel like pouring anymore or mixing anymore, just because. And I also have to clean up my debubbler because both mixes that I made, I did put in the debubbler for about 6 minutes each. And the first one, second one, did a little bit of overpour, so I'm going to get it cleaned up and then let it cure so that I can get the rest of it out. So anyways, let's go ahead. Like I said, I put each one of these in the debubbler for about 6 minutes, and I did take my lighter over the top of this one. I saw a few bubbles, and I'm just going to take it over this, but I didn't see too many coming out, so we're just going to again start in one area and just let it naturally flow around the rest. I am going to go ahead and pour over the top of it. I know I don't need to, but I do want to get like a little thin layer over it, and I can cut it as much as I need to once it's done. Alright, so we're going to give it just a little more because I'm not quite at the bottom, this outside ring where I want to be as far as height levels. And like I said, that'll give me more in the bottom. Alright, we're going to stop right there. And then we're going to go over here to the star. Now I'm hoping that it will stay in place. Like I said, I did put in the double-sided tape on the bottom because it is pretty lightweight. So far it looks like it may behave itself. And I'm seeing a bubble come up on that side. That's good. We know it's debubbling naturally. Since it was put in the, the debubbler, that does help that. And it is on the bottom, so, if it, there it went, it just popped. I just watched it. And there come another one. And I think they're coming from either the very top or some of the lights that are in there. And I see maybe one or two more over here trying to form. So we'll watch it. And if I'm lucky, this is going to be just enough to make this star, which would be great. We are going to fill it up to the brim. Now I did put some parchment paper under these two because I don't want my new mat to get messed up. So I don't, because it can do that. Now what I'm going to do is, because I have just an itsy bitsy tiny bit of this silicone rubber mixed up and ready, I'm just going to go ahead and pour it in here because that one is full. I mean, it is completely full. And I don't want to waste it. It's not going to hurt anything unless I can look and find. You know what? Maybe what I'll do is... No, can't use that. It'll stick. I was trying to see if I had anything else that I wanted to make a small mold of. Give me a second. I do. I have this little moon face in here. And it's in one of the Litz resin molds that came with that Litz resin silicone rubber. I don't know if this will be enough to cover this or not, but we're going to see. Can y'all see all that little face in there? So let's try that. And what I did is I put some tape on the bottom of it, sealed it in really well, and hopefully that will work. So let's go ahead and pour that in there. Yeah, I think this amount that's left may be the perfect amount for that. So that'll be awesome. No waste. And us in the resin world, we do not like to waste because why? It's too expensive. I mean, seriously, it is an expensive hobby. If you're making your own molds, if you're just doing different resins, epoxy or deep pour or tabletop, that kind of stuff, none of it is cheap. Now, I said on a previous video that I had not gotten into anything that requires a tabletop or the deep pour, only because the room that I'm in, I have no place to put it. I mean, I'm doing good having the silicone rubber and the epoxy rubber. I'm just going to tell you, because it was my daughter's bedroom when she was, you know, here growing up, and then, you know, stayed a few times, but it is not made to be this involved with crafts. And I've got a bunch of my crafts that's over here to my left, supplies that are in the closet that I want to get out so badly and continue making, because I like doing all crafts. And so hopefully I will eventually get into my she shed and have all the room that I want and be able to organize things in the manner that I want to do that. So hopefully I will, you know, once my surgery is completed and I'm, you know, pretty much healed, I will be able to help my husband do more. So hopefully get him pushed in the right direction, because he is a squirrel. He will start 20 projects before he finishes one, and then wonders why he is overwhelmed. I wonder why the bubble keeps coming up from there, and I see two little ones right there. But this leftover silicone, well, not, I'm sorry, I said resin, but silicone, it is, you know, rubber, not epoxy. So I apologize for making that statement. It was not a correct statement. But anyway, so when we come back, we will have these cured and sat for a little bit. So hopefully I can get the casting, sorry, I got the hiccups. The casting's done for these. All right, let's see, clean this up a little bit. So again, I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I thank each of my subscribers, new and regulars, that have joined me from the beginning. I thank all of you, and I consider you all my friends. And so therefore, I will see you at time of demolding the silicone. So have a great evening, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Okay, everybody. I hope you had a good evening. I'm popping on here long enough to get these pours demolded. And we did a total of 3. Now, I have already went and taken the tape off of this one. This is a little moon face gemstone thing. So let's see. Oh, it's right. Well, here we go. That was easy breezy. And I'll come back later on and clean these molds. Oh, well, the housing out. I definitely will clean this one out. The cups I'm not so worried about because they're disposable. But these little molds that came with my Litz resin rubber are reusable. So I'll definitely want to clean that one out. Let me get a pair of gloves. Just in case I have to fiddle with anything. I don't want my fingerprints on. So anybody out there doing Black Shopping Friday in the actual brick and mortar, or are people like me and look online? Alright, so let me get my little trimmers out. Alright. And I just use a little cuticle trimmer, nail trimmer. And I have this setting on parchment because I don't want the rubber setting on my mat and messing it up. Alright. I think that's all we're going to need to do to that. So let's just go ahead and get it out. That's the piece that we were making. And it looks like we got a good mold here. If you can see that or not. It's kind of hard to see in there, but once it sets for a little bit, I will try casting in it. Alright, get that out of our way. And now we'll go onto the star that goes on the top of this tree. And I'm basically just going to tear this cup because I'm not worried about trying to keep it. Actually, I'm not going to tear it. I'm going to cut it because it would be a lot easier. So we're just going to go right here. Get it started. Okay, there's our little piece of tape that kept it down in there. I'm going to leave it there for just a second while we get a little bit of this off. Actually, that's good enough on that one. Let's see if we can get this out. Okay. That was our tape. And there is the bottom of our star. Now I know I should have done this the other way, but I knew also I wouldn't be able to get it to stand up, so I may have to cut this mold and to get it out. So I have an idea. What I'm going to do is, I know that y'all see this is the bottom. I'm not worried about that because I can always fix that. I'm just going to make like a little X here. Or maybe I should do it this way. Oh, done knocked everything over. I'm just not doing good this morning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to cut this from here like that, just enough to break that loose from there and get it out. It's hard to try to hold this apart and cut it, so I can need another pair of hands or something. And I thought this was my sharper knife, but I don't think that it is. think we got it, friends. Just gonna put a little dab alcohol in there. Here's our star. So let's have a peek inside. Looks nice and shiny. So when I get ready to pour this, I will take some tape. It's not too big. And I cut it in a diagonal so that way it's not like just a straight line. All right, there is that one. All right, now for the finale. And remember, this is the Christmas tree that I'm hoping that I can make it, pour it and then make it a light up tree, the same as the original, just different types of lights. Again, I'm not going to try to, I guess I could, so I could reuse this as a housing at some point. But if I damage it, I'm not going to stress too much. Like I said, it's just a, disposable cup. I'm sorry, I keep moving back and forgetting that my camera angle is a little different than what it used to be. You can see me breaking loose. Oops. Get some air down in there. Alright, so it just tore, so we're just going to finish it off that way. Here we go. Alright, let's get this top here trimmed a little bit. So this silicone took longer to cure than normal just because it's colder. And I was starting to stress. I'm like, oh my God, is it going to cure at all? But then I was like, I'll just leave it for the morning. And thankfully it had cured. Do like the stick. Does. There we go. I know I'm not the best trimmer, but you know what? This is more than likely just for me. So I'm not going to stress about that. Ugh. So annoying when it'll come up your fingers. Alright. That'll work for right now. Alright. So on this mold we also use the double-sided tape. As you can see right there, we're going to get that out. And there we go. So that was the top of the tree. And that's where the star goes. We are going to As you can see, it's very soft, and that's why I like the 0A, so that you can kind of maneuver it. Just put a little spray of alcohol down in there because I don't have any soapy water up here, just to break it loose. As you've noticed, I'm trying not to cut this top because I want to make sure I preserve the integrity of the lights that are sticking up from the tree. And I do think this is breaking loose really well. I can hear it squishing. All right. Look at that, we might have a leak. That made it solid. I hope not. Alright, I'm going to have to put this against me, so y'all may not be able to see this, so I apologize in advance. My wrists are starting to hurt. Feels like it's broke free. That makes me think that, like I said, that this bottom may have leaked and this got filled up with resin. I hope not. All right, friends. I'm not gonna make you watch me struggle. I'll bring you back once hopefully I'm at the point of busting it out. Be back in a minute.